It burned. Burn. Maybe not. Hey, cat guy, get up! You're on live. Oh, silly me. What's going on, folks? I woke him up for y'all. Don't y'all worry about it. Oh, too funny. Well, hello, Miss Karen, and hello, Miss Journey. Got 2 people in the room. Oh, wait, it says there's 6, but I only see 2 chatting. So I don't know. Announce yourself if you're in the room. Don't be hiding. This isn't a concentration camp. And I got a notification. That must be from somebody. Oh, Nate. Lori, welcome. I just figured I'd go live, get some hours and chit chat about anything anybody wants to talk about. I did thrift a little bit. I made a video. I haven't edited it yet because that takes time. And I found some pretty good stuff, including a t-shirt that could be $100 t-shirt. So you'll see that when I get to it. And I've already listed everything I bought, so I didn't add it to my death pile. And I think I only listed about 15 or 16 items today. So that's about, what is that? About 85 or so this week, 90. So, hey. And here we go. And, hey, Nate, welcome to the channel. Nate just popped me a picture on some electronics he bought. Said the lady put them right out in front of him. I guess, is that an enticement to buy or something? Hey, Evangels. Mr. Ivan, and you weren't in here last week. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. And y'all, anything you want to ask, throw it at me. You want to hear me sing, see me dance, let me know. I ain't dancing. I got to have background music for that, and I don't want to get, what do they call it? I don't want to get, dang it. Oh, a copyright claim on me. So I better not play no music. Although Lonnie and Cincinnati and their wives used to do this and play music trivia, which I would love to do because I know a lot about music. But we might have to do that some weeknight or weekend night or something. Play some music trivia and see how good y'all are in those genres. Anything 90s or prior or late 80s and prior, I'm gonna be really good at it. Doesn't matter what genre. But if it's 90s and to now. Nah, ain't a chance. I'll know some of it, but not much. I'm old school. I'm doing a video on the fly. Freestyle video. That's what we need there. A freestyle video. Just make sure you're wearing clothes. I'm talking to Nate now, y'all. Just sold a rugby jersey for $85 from the Goonawindi. I love all those Aborigine names. Goonawindi. And what was that place you were yesterday? Hey, my fantasy team won this week, bro. You just keep it up. You're going to be facing me one day this soon. So, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing good. We're supposed to get a little warm this week, and then it's supposed to turn cold next week. And I'm talking lows in the 40s. That's not cold. Not compared to where some of y'all live. But, hey, we're going into winter where old Nate in Australia is going into summer, so. I don't know. My favorite time is spring, followed by fall, then summer, and then winter's last for me. I'm not a big cold person, so it is what it is. But when winter hits, the cat got to be going to the post office or the grocery store in shorts and a t-shirt, as he does when it's 100 out. Doesn't matter. And people look at me, and just like today in Goodwill, I was singing one of the songs that was on the stereo, and I can't even remember what song it was, but one of the ladies looked at me, and I said, hey, when you get my age, you don't care what people think when you're singing the songs. And I don't. Wren Gully, yeah. Yeah, all these Nin Gully, yeah, that's it. Where they didn't have any bread. I saw your video. By the way, Lissa, who follows my channel, made a comment about something about when you're doing eBay and you're following these algorithms that eBay has. If you take something and relist it, it doesn't push your item up. But if you end the item, and of course you got to have items to do this with, like I do. But if you end the item and redo it, revise it then, and relist it, it does go to the top of the algorithm, and it looks like a new item because it is a new item. If it has an auction or something, obviously they don't like you doing that. But if it hadn't been touched in a while, you can do that and push your items up to newer. And I saw that Ryan on Rally Roots did a video yesterday or today where he talked about their eBay sales being slow and all the things you could do. And I knew all of these, but we all have gone through these slow sales, and they have a lot of items listed just like I do. And I probably should have more sales than I do. I think a big part of mine is that I start on the high end of the price and then work down. Like the Funko Pops that I bought, if you follow my channel, I bought a bunch of Funko Pops Friday, spent $110, and I've already sold, I think, 3 of them. 3 of them. And I've almost, I sold one for $46 a while ago. I sold this one here for, I think, 20. And then I sold one yesterday for 12. So what's that? 46, 66, $80. So I'm only $30 away from profit. And that's 3 Funko Pops. I got 39. And not all of them are worth more than, there's a bunch that are worth $7, $8, $9. But hey, that's why you buy this stuff. And I list high because you can always come down. But list it high for a few days and see if you get a bite on it. And if you don't, then you can always start coming down and running your sales and doing offers. And, offers, if you send 10 out, you may get lucky and get 1 or 2 to bite. It's all, there's no right or wrong in any of this. It's learning what to buy and not what to buy. Okay. And then it's just playing with the stuff and trying to get the stuff moving and out of here, and then learning what not to rebuy to bring in here unless you can get it really cheap. That's my philosophy on this thing, but it's not news to anybody. Every one of you that does this knows things that I don't know, and I know things you may not know. And we all share it, and we're a team, and we're a family. My little editing video that took me forever to put together last night, we are. And I know a lot of the bigger channels, sometimes I get a little chip on my shoulder because I think I'm putting out some pretty good content. I think Nate's come a long way and doing really good with his editing, blows mine away, and his music. But some of the other channels, they get a little boring when they get big. They're buying retail arbitrage and selling the same stuff over and over. And I'm not going to throw out names, but y'all know who they are if you watch channels. And I watch them. It's just after a while, you're like, man, I don't want to watch them sell that stuff over and over and over again. They're making money, and that's the name of the game in this thing. But I love the search. I love finding the treasures and not knowing sometimes, a video game's worth 150, or today that t-shirt I found that's worth a lot of money. I've already put it away, but it's a Universal Studios t-shirt, and I just saw it and it stood out to me. So I looked at it and I know the character, and I thought that probably ain't nothing. And then when I comped it, I was like, oh, okay. So I bought it, and it was old man discount day. So, hey. Daily Refinement. I watch him too. He does a lot of shoes and things too. And again, if you want to do, and this is just my opinion, I'm older. Obviously, everybody knows that. So I'm not into the buying 100 crock pots and coffee things or 200 million shoes. I have no place to put them, and I don't want to get into buying buildings or renting storage units or stuff like that. I mean, I've got a room full of stuff. There's no doubt, and I've got some in here, and I've even got some in my room. I keep all my jerseys and video games in my bedroom, and I'm getting ready to try to change all that. But I'm running out of room, but I just don't want to rent anything. And I've got 2 storage buildings in the back of outside my house, but they're full of yard stuff and tools. And I just don't want to. I don't want to get to the point where I'm doing $1 million a year in sales, because I'm at that age of my life. I don't have to do this. I'm retired. I get a pension. Y'all know that if you follow me. But I do it to keep busy, although it's making me busier than I really want to be. And especially this week with editing and listing and trying to do 35 or 40 listings a day. I mean, that's a long day. And you go to bed at midnight, and you're up at 6, and you're doing it again. And again, I love it. I do. And I love making my videos. I'm a little frustrated with the number of subs, and I know even at 1,000 subs, you're not going to get no money out of it. It's not that. It's just I want to teach more and more, and it just doesn't feel like people are coming to the channel to learn and enjoy. I'm trying to be different with JT, be unique, different from everybody else, and it just doesn't seem like it's catching on. And sometimes I get frustrated with it, but I keep doing it because of all the nice comments that y'all make to me, the support that I get, and the when you say, hey man, you taught me something, that makes me want to just keep doing it, because I love teaching and I love entertaining. I love laughing and singing. As y'all can see, I'm not shy. I don't have a problem talking, because I've talked the whole time this thing's been going. So I want to hear from y'all. I mean, what do y'all want to know? What do you want to see? What can I do different to help y'all or help the channel or anything? I mean, just throw it at me and I'll read the comments. I know y'all can probably see each other's comments. The bread comes from St. George. You should have just had your wife jump in the kitchen since she's a chef. But it did look pretty good. Now, I'm not doing Beanie Babies. I have done Beanie Babies. I don't do them anymore. I don't. The only ones I have left, I gave all mine away, and the only ones I have left are the ones with the quarters in the feet, because I know them babies are worth at least a quarter. So they're steak quarters, and I have a bunch of them, and I've got them listed, but they've been on there a long time, probably close to a year, if not a year. So I don't do Beanie Babies, and I know it's funny when you look at a Beanie Baby and you look it up and you go, oh my goodness, this thing could be $500. And then you look for the errors, and you got the same errors that is on there, but then you see the other ones that have the errors and they're like $2, $3. And you're thinking, well, why are they buying that one? I don't know. Because, I mean, the Cap Guy can't get him to buy his at $500. So I don't know. Beanie Babies, even new ones with tags, and I've had tons of them. I can't wait to see what Lonnie does with them, because I really don't. I mean, I'll be shocked if he sells them. Viewers are buying them like they do Kevin's Inamen, and I've got one of them. If they're doing that, then they're buying them just to get their name shouted out, because I got one. But has he helped me? I don't know. But guess what else I got? And y'all hadn't seen this, but he came across 3 of them, and they sold out quickly, and his people wanted them, and they were gone. So I went on eBay and started looking for them, and there was only one listed on eBay, and Kevin didn't have it, and I got it. Now, I paid about $4 more than Kevin was selling his for, but this thing's kind of rare. There's no other ones on eBay, so I may sell this at some point. You know, I mean, it's like father and son there. Boy, ain't I a goober. Yeah, I am. But anyway, I don't know. $300 and 3 truckloads and $300 or $400 he spent on Beanie Babies. I can't even remember the dollar amount, but he said it was 3 truckloads, and I don't even know where he's putting them, because I can't wait to see him go find those on the shelf. Oh wait, those blue ones are on the Candace shelf. I'm gonna go find those. And I'm not making fun of Lonnie. I'm just saying that's a lot of Beanie Babies to go find. And anyway, and yeah, the viewer sales. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to attack anybody for having viewer sales. I've had some people that have bought from me. Terry's bought from me. Nate's bought from me. Man Matt Links bought from me. Captain Kirk's bought from me. I mean, those help you. And if you want to buy from me, that's fine. And I'll buy from your channel. I usually go to people's channel. I have a bunch of those people saved, and I look at their stuff in their store. And if there's something in there I want, and then I can get a shout out to when I was early on in this channel, I'll buy it. If it's something I need, I'm not going to buy it just to buy it. But I did this because it was just popular and everybody's got it. Now they're almost gone. So who knows how much this is going to be worth. And then I bought some of Lonnie's knives. Lonnie kept running out of them and I couldn't get one. And I'd send him messages and I couldn't get one. So guess what? I bought some too. And then I resold them and I was getting $25 for mine because he didn't have any in stock. And then all of a sudden he got some in stock. And I've had 2 people actually try to buy my knives and think I was Lonnie. And I don't know. I mean, no, I don't look like Lonnie either. But Channing Tatum, that's the one I get confused with all the time at Walmart. Hey, look, there's Channing Tatum. No, that's not Channing Tatum. That's the Cap Guy. Yeah. Look for JT, then you'll know it's the Cap Guy for sure. But Man Matt Link, Man Matt Link's in the house. He bought a cap, and he got one free too. But I got a knife free. I hope he's doing some good with that mallet that I sent him with the hole in it. I didn't even realize it had a hole in it when I sent it to you. Oh, man. What else we got here? Viewer sales is key. Yeah. I mean, again, nothing wrong with those guys if they've got the viewers and they want to buy from you, especially some of them buy just to get their name shouted out, and that's fine. Hey, sales are sales, profits, profit. Some wise man said that one time, and was it Confucius? I think it was Confucius. No, Cap Guy. That's who it was. Yeah. Anyway, hey, I'm up to 7. Woo! I feel like I'm big time now. Buy one, get one free. Hey, I could do that. I'm real frustrated with my caps right now. And here's the deal. I've got tons of them. And I've probably got 500 plus on eBay right now out of my 3,300 listings. When I sell a blue hat or a black hat, I cringe because they're high up on a shelf and I got to pull that big old tub down and then I got to go through about 100 caps to find this particular one. And rarely do I find the one I'm looking for quickly. It's always on the bottom and I get so frustrated because you pull the tub down and then they all start falling out and I got to pick them all up. And it's probably a $9 cap. And I'm like, oh my God, quit buying black and blue caps. But those are the ones I sell the most. So I'm happy when they're white or red or gray or brown because I know exactly where they are and there's not that many to go through. And the green ones are in the garage and there's not that many of them. But black or blue, I just shake my head and go, oh, and I hope it's a big ticket one because if I got to go do this again, and there's not a lot of room to move around, so that makes it even worse. I don't have a shed. Viewer sales are great because you got to build the base, but you got to know if you're in the thrift store not to buy this because it ain't going to sell for you if it don't have a channel. Yeah, I mean, I have sales. I do have a channel, but I'm not selling stuff because I have a channel because I've only had about 5 people buy something from me. And I heard Lonnie say one time that most of the stuff he sells to viewers isn't that big a ticket item, except for one time he sold some big figure because the guy wanted to buy the biggest thing in his store. And it was like an $800 item. So I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter if viewers buy from me or not. I'm going to sell it because when I source it, typically I kind of know. I mean, I'm looking at it and comping it, and I kind of have a knowledge of it. And then, of course, you got to run the sales and do the offers and all that stuff too. You're going to have sales. There have been days, y'all seen my channel, I've had $800 days, and then I've had $88 days. So, again, sales are sales, profits, profit. As long as you're making money on what you're buying, that's all that matters. And I know some people, and I'm not going to name names, but they like to go buy stuff and it doesn't have a lot of profit in it. But again, if it makes you happy, go for it. Go for it. Who am I to say that? I mean, I sell stuff, those Funko Pops. Like I said, I've sold 3 now in 2 days, and I'm up to like what did I say, about $70 a while ago, $80 on 3 of them. Now, there's a bunch of them. The ones that are behind me, Those are all where there's about 2, 4, 7. They're not listed because they're not worth. They're less than $7 or $8. And I paid $2.82 a piece, and I gave 2 to my grandson yesterday. So, I mean, I'm eating a little bit of it, but if they're not that valuable, it's no big deal because I'm going to make enough off the others that, I'm making him happy, my grandson, and then I'm still making a good profit off the ones I bought. I'm not losing any money, and I'm making money. So, whose eBay store? You talking about Man Mountain Link's eBay store? It's Wes 10 TENN Finds, isn't it? Man Mountain Link. I have most of the people that I know stores on my phone in my eBay. If anybody wants to know their stores, I have all that information because I follow them. No, your eBay store is Man Mountain Link. Aren't you like West Tennessee Finds on eBay? I think that's what somebody asked her. Who's Flippin' Junk tries to hide. Yeah, there's a girl in Australia too. She's called Back from Burnout in Australia, and she's always doing teaching videos, but she never divulges her store. She doesn't want the competition, and she's also said that because she has a channel, she gets a lot of ugliness on her channel. People that are jealous of her for whatever reason. I guess they know her. She's somewhere in the Melbourne area of Australia, and she will not divulge her store. And I don't know everybody. Some people have multiple stores. I don't know all their stores, like Rally Roots. I follow theirs, and I look, but it is what it is. Like I said, I mainly, and I'll tell you the channels that I do watch. I watch Lonnie Shed Flips, Garage Flips, although Garage Flips doesn't put out much anymore. I do watch Cincinnati Picker from time to time. I watch Ready Set Resale. I watch Man Mountain Link, Drifter Thrifters. Occasionally I watch Harry Tornado. I used to watch Matt Part-Time Pickers a lot, but I'm just not a huge fan of his anymore. And that's just personal. That's not anything against him. He's a very good picker. I used to watch Gemini Thrifts a lot, but she does a lot of dishes, and I just don't like to do dishes. Now I like how she's the one that I use the tab thing from. Who else do I watch? Commonwealth, of course. I love Kevin and his family thing. Who else do I watch? I'm trying to think of who else I watch. Froggy Flips from time to time. And again, some of these people that I watch, some are better pickers than others, and some are a lot of better YouTubers than others. Most of them are better YouTubers than I am. Picking, I think I'm a better picker than a lot of them are. But that's just because I go out a lot, and I do a lot more picking than they do. And so I've learned a lot. And again, I still make mistakes, and I don't know it all. None of us know it all. But some of these guys have been doing it for a long time, and I think John and Rally Roots are probably 2 of the biggest channels that I watch, and John's just down to earth. That's why I think a lot of people like John. Rally Roots, they buy a lot of the vintage T-shirts, which I look for, because those are good things to find. But they're into a lot of different things, and for them being a young couple, they're doing it right. I mean, they've got their eye. He's in stocks. He plays the market. He's buying retail arbitrage. He's doing the big bulk buys, although I would probably never spend $14,000 on T-shirts. But hey, I might go out and spend $1,000. And one of the things that I found recently is, when I stumbled upon that Mary Kay about a month or so ago at a yard sale, and when he went to Stage and bought all that, guess what we ran that same day? But he didn't put the video out till the day they were closed because they had already closed. And we have Gordman's and Stage here. Bell's is a Texas thing, or at least they used to be when I lived in Texas. But if Penny's ever goes down, I'm going. I mean, makeup. Let's just face it. Women got to have it, and it sells good. I've already made all my money back, plus a pretty good profit on every bit of makeup I've got. And it's just something you do. And DVD series, a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't even have thought about them. But once I found one and stumbled on it, and then I found another, and then I sold The Simpsons for $185, I'm like, Okay, now I'm looking at all of them, and individually, these DVDs of these series like Game of Thrones, individually those aren't worth much, but season 6 or 5, those are valuable. So if you can get them all, that makes them even more valuable. And there's really good money if you can get them low. So you definitely want to do that. Amazon store. No, we don't. I wish we did. I watched Tesla Picker too, and I know Harry Tornado and Tesla have them. And I would love to have a place where you can go spend $5 or $6 per item and pick it. We do have the bins, and I think our bins, our Goodwill bins, are one of the best that I've seen of the ones I've seen on channels and we've talked about. Because when you go in our bins, and everything here is, the hard goods are 69 cents a pound. The shoes are, I think, $179 for kids and $229 a pair for adults. And then clothing is $1.79 a pound until you get to 25 pounds, and then it drops to like 99 cents a pound. And then books are 79 cents for a hardback and 99 cents for a softback, and then or paperback, and then hardbacks are 99 cents. So you can go in and spend $75 and leave with a carload. And they're separated. All the books are in one place, and you'll see all the Amazon resellers over there buying all the books. They'll have a cart just full of books. And then they're sitting there with their phone just scanning all these codes, these SKU codes. And then they have little small appliances and golf clubs and things like that are going to be in a spot. The shoes are separated. The blankets and pillows are separated. And then there's just tons of clothing bins. And their carts about waist high. So people are bent over like this, going through them and throwing piles out. And then the roller system that's about just above waist high has the flappable totes that sit on it and roll around. And every couple hours, they pull all these out and take them back to the back, restock them and bring them back out. And people are waiting in hordes to run for them. Now, a lot of people are looking for money and gold and jewelry and stuff. And yes, and I have actually cut my fingers on things in those totes. But those totes, I found tons of great stuff. Video games, of course, CDs and DVDs are plentiful. I quit picking those. You name it. I found Power Ranger stuff, Thomas the Toy Train, purses. I found a Prada purse in there. I mean, there's just tons of really good stuff in there, and there's a lot of junk. There's pots and pans, some stuff you keep, some stuff you get away, and ball caps. I mean, this ball cap came from there. And most of the ball caps I find come from the bins or yard sales. And once in a while, if they're decent, I'll get them from Goodwill. But yeah, you can cut your hands, and you can also find things that you don't want to find. And I'd been going there for a while, and one day I found something, and I'm not going to say what it was on this channel, but let's just say it was embarrassing when I held it up, and I put it back down, and I walked away, and I come back about 5 minutes later, and it was gone. So I was like, okay, if that's what you want. But I found some, and in Dollar General and some of those places to start stuff, I've gotten brand new party favors and cards and things like Hello Kitty, birthday invitations, loot bags, all kinds of like Dollar General brand aspirin and even cough syrups and stuff, and not expired, but it's there. And of course, you grab that stuff because if you go to Dollar General, it's $5 for that thing, and I'm getting it for 69 cents a pound. So I give that to my kids and grandkids because I don't get sick like they do, but I leave with bags of great stuff and a 2-day headache or backache. Yeah. And Atlanta, yeah, I mean Oklahoma City. If you ever get here, their bins are open 7 days a week, and they're awesome. But, you'll be tired when you leave because I usually do 2 trips. I go get there at 8 o'clock when it opens. I run through 1 trip. I leave, unload it into my truck or car, and then I go back in and make 1 more trip about 10 o'clock, and usually I leave there at noon. So I'm there about 4 hours. But you could spend all day there. And I haven't been in, oh, my goodness, it's probably been a couple of months since I've been there because with the estate sales and yard sales and stuff, I mean, I don't need to go down there. I'm trying to find bigger ticket items right now, and I will when winter comes. I'll be at the bins again. So no, I don't like Dishes Journey. I mean, I have them. I have John Deere, all kinds of plates, and I've done some porcelain stuff. I think the highest value porcelain stuff I've gotten into is last year, right before Christmas. I found some Lennox jewel collection stuff, and it's the nativity set. And for those of you that don't know about Lennox, it's jeweled, and it's just a porcelain thing. I think I have a. I don't think this one's porcelain, but I have one here of. Well, I did of Joseph, and anyway, it's not. I mean, they're 90s, and they're typically anywhere from probably $40 to $100 each back when they were, during the 90s. And I found a whole basket that Goodwill had in a store for $38. There were 9 pieces in it, and they all had tags on the bottom, $65, $90, $80. And I'm thinking, why didn't somebody buy these in the store? And I didn't know what they were, so I put them in my basket. And then when I got to the point where I looked them up, and I was like, yeah, I don't like shipping that stuff because I just haven't had good luck shipping coffee mugs and things. So I put it back. Then I went back and got it again, luckily. And I got it home, and 7 of the pieces were intact. 2 of them were broken. And I made $150 off that $1.50. So this summer, we were out, found a bunch of it, bought 30 pieces of the nativity set, and then a few pieces of other like Santa Claus type stuff that's Lennox. And I've already sold a few pieces. I spent $100 on the Lennox nativity, and then 40 on the other. And the animals go for more than, say, Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus and all that. The 3 kings are like $80 for the set of them. The camels and mules and oxen, they're big bucks. They're $80, $90 pieces. So you definitely want to look for Lennox Jewel Collection. It's not something you're going to find every day, but as far as porcelain and stuff, I just, man, it's, and y'all, if you laugh, I seen somebody today shipped in a pizza box. And the other day I saw a pizza box, and somebody shipped in a pancake box, and I ship Lennox in baby wipe totes, and they're sturdier than a box. Of course, I peel the labels off. They know what was in it. They're wipes of some kind, and they're bubble wrapped and wrapped in paper and everything, but they're more sturdy. And if you use wipes, then they're good to have because they're harder than a box. They're not going to get crushed like a box. And if you wrap them properly inside it, and then I tape them to where you're not going to see anything. You can't see through it because I tape them. I'm anal with tape. And anyway, but they're sturdy. So if you get them, don't throw them away. I mean, my kids laugh. They're like, Dad, why do you need all these totes? Karen, why do you need all these totes? Yeah, I need them. Now I'm out of them. I need them. So Christmas is coming. I haven't got my Christmas up yet either. All the way to Atlanta. What is that, about a 4-hour drive for you, MML? See, I'm 3 hours from Dallas, but I'm sure there's a ton of pickers in Dallas, so I don't go to Dallas to pick. I mean, there's so much here to pick. There's no reason to go anywhere else. But if I do travel, we went to Hawaii last year on the Big Island. We thrift stored like crazy, and came back with a pretty good amount of stuff. We didn't get to go to Maui this year, but if we had, we'd have been thrifting on Maui too. Yard sales, it doesn't matter. I mean, you got to be careful what you bring back, but because of the weight and stuff. But hey, you could always ship it too if you find the right stuff. But nothing wrong with sourcing while you're on vacation. And that's when you know you're a real eBay reseller, when you're sourcing on vacation. Or as Kevin asked the other day, he did a little thing on Jeff Foxworthy, you're a redneck. Well, he did one, you're an eBay reseller when. And I said, when you're going to yard sales in January, because I go to yard sales in January. So if they're open, I'm going. He put stickers on his tailgate, and people would follow me into gas stations to say someone had shot my tailgate. I said, oh, yeah, I remember those. Or the things that hung off your bumper, I'm sure, although your bumper, I'm sure you had those too there, MML. I wouldn't put it past you to have that, or a hand sticking out of your trunk. I actually have one of them around here somewhere. I may have to do that, but I don't want to get pulled over by the cops every time somebody calls in and says, hey, there's a guy just drove by me with an arm hanging out of his trunk. So anyway, I appreciate everybody coming on. I know you got other things to do. I had to finish Big Brother. I'm a monster Big Brother fan, and I know that might be silly, but I've never missed Amazing Race, which it isn't going on right now. I've never missed a season of Big Brother since it's been on, and I have never missed a season of American Idol, although I hate it after they get past the initial stuff. I hate it because then people vote on who their favorite is, not who's the most talented, but I won't get into that. Truck Day, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, MML. That's what I'm talking about. I bet you got some of them too. By the way, MML, I know what you look like. I found your Facebook, but I'm not going to put it out on social media. If you don't want to show yourself, I'm not going to show you. But I have found you on Facebook. So well, I think you were in front of a truck or something, doing something. I forgot what it was, but I know what you look like. You ain't hiding. You're like, what's that lady singer that wears that like head thing and nobody ever knows who she is? That's kind of like MML, y'all. I think MML don't want anybody to know who he is, but I know where he lives. So if I ever get to Tennessee, I'm definitely looking you up. And we wanted to go to Australia and hang out with Nate and Carnes, but can't do that because they closed it. They don't want none of us Yanks over there, and I ain't no Yank. But anyway, although they don't have any yard sales to speak of, they just got op shops. But they got kangaroos and emus. So today I went by the pond and we had a ton of geese. I guess they're headed north for the winter because I know they're not going near Tennessee. I know what will happen to them if they go near Tennessee, especially Henderson. So, got to fix my hat there, Nate. Hey, I would love to be I actually tried out for was going to try out for Big Brother. What was it, a couple of years ago? And I even had a shirt. Karen made me a shirt. And I would not do what they do. Those people are too mild. I would make big moves in the house, and I'd probably be evicted the second week. But you can't go in there and just play. You gotta go in there to take control. But I'd keep them laughing, that's for sure. They probably hate me at night when I snored, though, but I use a machine, so you can't hear my snoring, I guess. Plastic pencil cases. Yeah, I guess you could, but pencil cases aren't as tall as a white box for Linux anyway. Now, for other things, maybe. You know what, Robert? We've been watching a little bit of dumpster diving, and I know John does, Cincinnati Picker. I mainly do it at Dollar General and places, so they always keep the boxes on the side, and I go in there and get boxes because they're not going to say nothing. It's not in the dumpster; it's in those cages. But here, not too long ago, we were rolling behind one over not too far from me, and there was a bunch of packing paper, and we dug a ton of packing paper out of there, and I've already used almost all of it. So, yeah, I don't like buying packing paper. I do buy bubble wrap in the 4-roll quantities, and I buy my poly bags. But boxes, I only buy the 6x4x4s or the 8 6x4s through eBay or Amazon if I don't have my $50 reward every quarter, which is coming up the end of this month. But packing paper or boxes, different kinds of boxes, I go find them in the dumpsters, especially those that don't fit. USPS is free stuff like number 7s and 1092s, 1095s. Shoe boxes and tubes and all that stuff. But nothing wrong with dumpster diving. There's a lady in New York doing it and making a good money, but she finds rats. That would be funny. Hey, and I don't want to sound bad on this, but some people think just because food says it expired, it's not good anymore. And I'm not talking about in dumpsters. I'm just saying, but food, just because it says expired, that's just Best Buy this day. Some stuff's still good. I mean, so, when I was a kid, we were poor, and we didn't have a problem sometimes doing stuff when we were out on the run. We'd go seining for crawfish in a creek near me and two buddies, and we would take it to a local bait shop, and we'd get a penny a piece, and we'd try to get about 1,000 of them, and we'd get $10 and split it 3 ways, and we'd buy soda pops and candy bars and chips and stuff. And that's what we did. Or we sold pop bottles. I mean, you had a wagon, you took them with them pop bottles, and you went to the store. I could sit here all day and talk about things that we did as a kid that kids wouldn't even fathom nowadays. And I really did walk over a mile to school, by a turkey farm, through a dairy farm, over a fence, and into my school. So I grew up in trailer parks most of my life. So, and my mama raised 4 boys by herself, and none of us ever went to prison. So we didn't, and 3 of us were in the military. So she didn't do too bad. She was a meat wrapper for Safeway, and she's still around, but she doesn't do that anymore. Geese taste better than roos. Now, Man Mountain Link, when's the last time you had a kangaroo? Yeah, that's what I thought. Anybody got any questions for me? I mean, outside of just me? Anything you want to know? I mean, by the way, the other day, eBay popped up on my feed and said, told me the first thing I bought on eBay and the first thing I sold. And the first thing I sold, and I didn't realize it, was a Detroit Pistons jacket, satin jacket. And when I first started, that's all I did was sports jerseys and helmets. That's all I did. And I was part-time. So, but you can't just go out and look for jerseys now because you're not going to find them that plentiful enough to make a living on it anyway. So you got to find other things, and you got to learn about other things. Research. So let me ask y'all. I'm going to ask y'all some questions. I know Man Mountain Link, Drifter Thrifter, Robert. Journey, do you sell? Do you have you resell? I know Lori, I don't think you do. I know Karen does. I'm trying to look at all the people right here. Ivan, do you sell online? I assume you do. So I don't know. I know Robert does. I don't know about Journey or Ivan. Do y'all sell online? Yeah, there's Heidi. I know Heidi sells. Heidi, I hope things are getting better for you. I hope you're going to hit some yard sales this weekend. This is the second time I've gone live, and this one didn't have any notice. I didn't want to mess it up and have people waiting on another channel. Pistons merch. Why, Journey? Are you from Michigan or something? I thought you lived in Georgia, but then a lot of Yankees go south. So when I got out of the Navy in 1982, I went home. It was like a horde of Northerners that came south and lived in Texas. So you try, Ivan. Yeah. I mean, I don't know where y'all live, how it is for sourcing. I hear people talk about. I know MML, you struggle with finding good sourcing, and I know Nate, outside of the op shops, y'all don't have yard sale opportunities like we do. I mean, last weekend, I think there were 68 yard sales popped up just on the yard sale app. And that doesn't mean that's all of them, because most of them don't go on those apps. They transfer that over from Craigslist. So between thrift stores and yard sales, estate sales, and then the bins, there's the opportunities here. I could overwhelm myself, and I have. So it is what it is. That's why I'm listing so much the last 2 weeks. I think I did 190 last week, and I'm up to about 90 or 80 this week. No, I'm about 90 in 3 days. So you just got to list. I heard somebody say that, and was it Confucius? No. Oh, it was Heidi. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, you're in Western Tennessee. Okay. Out there where Elvis is, Memphis. Okay. Well, the Man Mountain Lake's not too far away. You need to watch out if you get near Henderson. That'd be kind of like running around old Buford Pooser country. And you don't want to run around Buford Pooser country. You get hit with this big stick. And Journey, are you from Georgia or Michigan? Now I'm trying to figure it out. Don't be chicken. Now, my daughter is 27, and she just ventured into it, and she's already had 2 issues, and they're both pretty good big-ticket items. So she's really frustrated with it right now because she spends the money when it comes in instead of sitting on it until everything's cool. And in one of these cases, they didn't want it after they got it. Oh, well, I ordered the wrong one. I said, well, make them pay for it. Come on back. You're going to get your money back and relist it. But she's already spent the money, so now she's got to figure it out. She's got some other stuff sold waiting on payment. But you can preach and preach to your kids. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. But when you're gone, they're going to go, man, I should have listened to that old man. So, I don't know. Yeah, and then Bills got my brother's Rams this weekend in Buffalo, I do believe. So, Journey, you never did answer me. Are you from Michigan or are you from Georgia? Because you defended Atlanta, and now you're defending the Pistons. So I can't make up my mind. Taco Bueno, in case y'all are wondering. Because inquiring minds want to know. I'm from Miami, but live in the boonies outside of Atlanta. Oh, so Miami, that means I just watched Scarface yesterday. I'm kidding. I comprehende español, poquito. And you're from Huntington, not far from Henderson. You better watch out then if you're, I don't know, man. Matt Ling's a pretty big man. He wrestled Andre the Giant one time in Madison Square Garden. And I don't know. 68 yard sales, yeah. So this summer, there's been some weekends where we saw like over 100 on the yard sale map alone. But remember, not everybody posts their stuff on there. So when I go to the post office, say on Friday, between here and it's about 5 miles from me, I'll probably see 6 yard sales on the way there. And so I'm really delayed getting to the post office because I do want to be the first, not the last. I mean, when that sun's coming up, they ain't even open. And we were out there, a couple weeks ago, Karen and I thrifting or yard selling, and they weren't even open yet. We passed about 3 of them, and they weren't even open yet. But if they are, we're going to be first because especially when you're looking for video games and stuff, if you don't get there first, they're gone. Or unless they're really high priced or they're not valuable at all. So it shouldn't be the only thing I'm looking for because I counted today. I think I got almost 500 waiting for me to get into to list. And I haven't even opened that machine yet because I got so much other stuff to get into. And I keep buying and it's in there. And Heidi, don't do what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm telling you, you can source to your blue and you will have sales, but you're going to run out of places to put it. And I don't want to rent a storage unit. I don't want to spend my time, first of all, with the overhead, and I don't want to have to run 3 miles away to go pull stuff. So more and more of it's going on shelving in the garage in tubs, especially the slow-moving stuff. I'm so jealous we can have none some weekends. But market's on Sunday, so hoping for. Well, I hope so. Going reseller for being able to sell. Oh, Piston stuff. Well, they didn't back in the day. They were pretty good back when the Celtics and the Sixers and all them, and the Lakers were fighting it out back when Bird and Magic and Dr. J and Rodman and all them. When Rodman was still at Detroit. Let's see. Before you find awesome nerdy shirts. Yeah, rugby shirts. I have some of his rugby shirts. I bought them, and the only things I've listed I've sold except for the Astro Boy, and I've got watchers all over him, just nobody's pull. You went to school with Buford Pusser, the famous one, the cop, the wrestler? I'm waiting for MML to answer. If y'all remember Walking Tall, the original one, not the one with The Rock, but the original one, he was from Tennessee, kind of a South Central with the Southern Mafia there. I know my history. MML. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas and Dumars. Yep. And Rodman. And what was the other big white guy that was always banging with my boys? I was a Celtic fan when I was a kid, so I can't remember what the other guy was, the white center, tall guy. Lambeer, yeah. Here you go. Yeah. Nate, for being an Aussie, you sure know a lot about American sports. Of course, he lived in Canada and the U.S. too, or he traveled it by Greyhound bus. And I only did it because I had to when I traveled a Greyhound bus. And nowadays, you're taking your life in your hands if you get on a Greyhound bus. Yeah, and I love that movie too, Walking Tall. As a matter of fact, I have all those movies on DVD. I have a DVD collection that probably goes over 1,500, and I have every Western probably ever made, especially if it has anything to do with the OK Corral or Tombstone. All the different OK Corrals with Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster all the way down. I mean, even starting back with Henry Fonda and them, my Darling Clementine, all the way through the Westerns. And I'm a bigger Jimmy Stewart fan than I am a John Wayne, but my favorite movie is The Searchers of the Westerns. And then I have all the militaries, and they're separated by war, starting with Revolutionary, Civil War, all the way down. And then I have all the classics, Cool Hand Luke. My favorite movie of all time, not that y'all care, it's a 1946 Oscar winner. A lot of people have never heard of it, but it's called The Best Years of Our Lives. And Frederick March, Myrna Loy. And, of course, I also love Grapes of Wrath, and I love Cool Hand Luke and the Fighting Sullivans and some of those classics. But the one that I was talking about, The Best Years of Our Lives, in the beginning when the three service members are coming home and they've been gone for 5 years and they all came from different lifestyles from a little town. And when they get home, their reunions, and of course, being somebody that was gone for a long time, I was never home at Christmas for the whole 4 years I was in the service. And it's so touching. But it's a really good movie. So anyway, I'll get off that. But that's my favorite movie of all time. It's fun to ask. Yeah, from downtown. And I've been in downtown Dallas at 2 a.m. at 12 years old by myself. That and just afraid to go to the bathroom. I mean, it was crazy. And I used to take it from Texas to Oklahoma, and that's a 12-hour run on a bus because you stop everywhere. Front Street in Henderson, BP. Oh, wouldn't let them shoot in McNairy County, yeah. Time you talked about MML wrestling, the story gets more embellished and longer. Yeah, I don't know if he really did. I mean, there's video out there of a Man Mountain Link wrestling, and I don't know if it's really him or not. I don't know if he just don't want to tell us. But I think the man was a wrestler. And I don't know. Like I said, when I watched wrestling, and I know it's all staged, but they weren't like they are now, the big bodybuilder types. They were the Ivan Punskis and the Von Erichs and the sheep herders and all that kind of stuff. And Dr. X, and there's a bunch of them. Andre the Giant. I was fresh off the plane, 23, with $500 in your shoe. Well, I hope you didn't have smelly feet, because I sure would have had to take that money from you with them smelly feet. Oh, my goodness. I think I'm going back to sleep. How about you, JT? What do you think? Let's give JT some questions. Okay, everybody, give JT a shout out. Howdy, y'all. About time y'all let me in the live. I'm sick of y'all talking to him. Why don't y'all ask me some questions? First thing I sold is a burrito at Taco Bell. Well, hey, Journey, how you eat? You ever go to Oklahoma? Y'all look us up. You hear? Georgia. That's a night that the lights went out in Georgia. That's a night that they hung an innocent man. You gonna find him a rugby jersey? That'd be all right with me. I might have to sell it though. Well, wait a minute, you ain't selling my jersey if he sends it to me. Autograph it, then he can't sell it. Oh, well, the Commodore, that goes back to the 70s there, Journey. You probably weren't around then. And that's where we were singing. We weren't doing some of them songs that Lionel Richie did, although he has great songs. No, I don't have The War starring Kevin Costner. I do have Kevin Costner's Tombstone, though. Hey, Ivan. How you doing, buddy? How's it hanging in Tennessee? I had to include him, or he'll give me crap tomorrow on the channel, actually tonight, because I'm probably going to do the video tonight. Well, maybe not. It's getting kind of late. What time is it? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. It's 3 hours from bedtime. That's not funny, is it? And it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. See, what time is it in? It's nine. Is 9 in the morning? It's noon in Australia, or in Applethorpe. See, I'm pretty good with the time, and they're tomorrow. Yeah, they're Thursday. Yep. Hey, we know our time zones. When we go to Hawaii, it's like a 4 or 5 hour difference depending on daylight savings. I assume y'all don't follow daylight savings in Australia, but I hate that we do. When I lived in Arizona, we didn't follow it. So, and it gets light at 5:30. And there's a story. If you ever go to Arizona and you want to go yard selling, you better be up at 5:30 because that's when they start in Arizona. I kid you not. I've never seen people at yard sales at 6 o'clock in the morning. And the same thing with playing golf. We would play golf. You better tee off early because when it gets 115, you don't want to be out there. And if you play at 6 in the morning, it's 90 by the time you get off the course at 1 or noon or whatever, or 10 o'clock. It's 4 hours to play golf. And so it's not so bad. And I don't care what they say about dry heat. 115 is 115. I'll have to check that out. I have never seen. I don't know that war. So, and I may just not be thinking of it, but it's obviously not. And I do love The Postman with Kevin Costner, and I love Waterworld with Kevin Costner, and I definitely love Yellowstone. Yellowstone's my show. I love Yellowstone. I wish they wouldn't keep it so long between seasons. And I know Mr. Nate don't like Yellowstone, but you got to understand the Montana thing. And I've never been to Montana, so anyway, it's a cowboy thing, and I'm a drugstore cowboy. Other states do, my state doesn't, like we don't. Okay. Yeah, it is dumb. I mean, I don't know why we do it anymore. I think it's just to give people more hours to enjoy the light in the summer, later hours. But and I don't, when I was working, I didn't care that I got the extra hour of sleep, but I sure didn't like getting it taken away. But now that I'm not working, or actually I'm working harder than I did when I worked, so shouldn't say that, but I control when I sleep. And I've been taking naps for about 45 minutes because I get up at 6 or sometimes earlier, and I don't go to bed until midnight. So, when you're my age, 27, you got to be able to get some sleep. So, see how many of you caught that. Well, there you go, daily videos. I don't know how. Sometimes I think about doing videos every other day or every 2 or 3 days, like MML, but it doesn't seem to help me when I do them every day. The difference is I want y'all to see what I sold immediately, not 3 days ago. And that's the one thing, these guys that pile up video editing stuff and they put it out, it might have been 3 or 4 days ago. I want you to see what I sourced today. So if you're interested in it, it's available. And I want you to also see what I just sold or I just sourced. And I like talking about the present, not, even though it is past tense technically, it's not like a week ago. So you can comment and let me know what you're thinking on that. Hey, Papa Sticks Treasures. I didn't plan this. I didn't want to mess up and have people waiting on the other channel while I was popping into another. So I just said, you know what? Big Brother's over. Let's go live. And I didn't watch Love Island because I don't watch that show, but I did watch it the first couple of weeks. It's stupid. Stupid. But, TheCapGuy just sold something. Nope, got a message. Somebody's asking me about the Rolex I found this weekend at a yard sale. And I believe it to be legitimate, but I can't prove it. So I've got it described that way. And then I've also got it at a low price. So if you buy it, you get lucky if it's real. And if you're not, then hey. But it's on an auction, so bid on it if you want to. It's as is part. So I thought you was 25. Yeah. No, I lied to you. I'm 2 years older. 2 years older. Now, if none of you know, most of you know, I'm 61. I'll be 62 in April. I'm an Aries. April 2nd. Send presents. And JT's birthday is April 2nd, too. We made that up so he can get presents at the same time so he's not jealous. The war is about where he came back from when he struggled to take care of his family. Yeah, I haven't seen that, Ivan. I'm going to have to check that out. It seems like I've heard it, but I just don't know. And anyway, what else y'all want to talk about? Airy. Does it have? Does it? I think it. JT. Oh, wants to know if we have pets. We have a Boston Terrier that we rescued. Somebody had dumped him on the street in a town west of me, and I don't know how old he is. And we didn't know a name, so my daughter was living with me at the time with my grandson, and she said, "Let's think of a name." And she thought Mr. Buggles, which she's kind of silly, my oldest daughter, and they had moved here from Arizona. And anyway, she thought he said Mr. Pickles, so we've been calling him Mr. Pickles ever since. So we just call him Pickles. And then Baby is another rescue dog, but he was a puppy. His mother and the pups were dumped at the pound, and we rescued one of the puppies, and they thought they had parvo. We came back a week later, and all the puppies had been adopted, and the mother and Baby was the only one there. And we took Baby, and I felt so bad leaving the mother. You know, you got to feel for an animal, and you go, everybody's taken all her babies and left her there. And it's sad. I mean, it's just sad. But I didn't at the time. I didn't need a bunch of animals, and I still regret that. I wish I'd have taken the mother too. And babies, I've had Baby for almost 15 years. So, anyway, that's the two animals we got besides JT and me. I'm probably the bigger animal than JT. Does it have what on the back? Oh yeah, I don't know if it's a Rolex. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't know if it's a real one or not. I mean, it looks like it, and it's got all the inscriptions and the movements in the back look real, but I don't need a. You know what? I'm gonna tell you a funny story, Nate. Today I was on Amazon looking for another puppet to go with JT, and I saw a cow one, and I thought immediately of Jeremy and the Carrots, and I thought you could get that and do parodies with him all the time with Carrots. But I don't want to offend anybody because I think I offended some of those guys I did parodies on, Froggy and Lonnie and even Kevin, I think. Even though I thought it was funny and y'all thought it was funny, or at least I thought you did. I quit. I didn't do Tesla or Cincinnati because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to offend anybody. I'm just trying to have fun with it. And oh, well. And Oklahoma is full of Jeremys, although they're more. We don't have the dairy farms. My grandpa was a dairy farmer, but we don't have a lot of dairy farms compared to stock cattle. Yeah, we have a lot of that. And we are the quarter horse capital of the United States. We have more quarter horses than any other state in the country, and that's a fact. We do have a lot of quarter horses. They're different than thoroughbreds. Yeah, what was not Burger King, but what was that one? Wendy's, wasn't it, back in the day, back when I was in the Navy? Where's the beef? That was a good commercial. Where's the beef? And then they thought they had Australian horses in the beef. That was the rumor that went around for a long time. They were buying Australian horses. Wendy's was using them. That was funny. Nate, you probably weren't born then. Well, yeah, you'd have been a little boy. You're in your 40s. Always concerned about their brand. Take themselves way too seriously. Yeah, you're right. I think, Nate, though, in all honesty, both of us have been frustrated with our channels and the way things have gone and branding. It is what it is, and I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for y'all. I really wouldn't. I mean, I love doing it. I love teaching, and I love entertaining with JT and us picking. And I do everything from the hip. There's very little planning unless I'm doing a parody on somebody. We just start talking, and then whatever pops in his head, I say. And so we just go with it. I'm trying to be different, and that's the whole thing. Is I don't want to just be somebody. Here's what I bought. Here's what I sold. I want to be different. And Nate, you're doing a lot of that. MML is just off the wall, and I love his videos. Although he tries to poke a stick in me every once in a while. But anyway, Jim Henson started this way. Well, and Jim Henson's gone. I mean, what's that other guy that I kill you? I kill you. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. I love his puppets too. But I'm not a ventriloquist, so I can't speak and talk at the same time. Hell, I can't even barely think and talk at the same time. But you know who we haven't seen in a while, and she's here tonight. If y'all want to talk to her.
Hi, y'all. It's Valentina. He's been keeping me locked up, that JT. He's such a He-Man. He keeps me locked up. What do you think? Valentina. It's a play on Valentino, the lover. Nobody's going to say anything to me. Y'all talk to JT, but you don't talk to me. That's a night that the lights went out in Georgia. That's a night that they hung Man Mountain Link. Oh. They'd have to have a big rope.
They definitely have to have a big rope to lynch him. And a tall tree. A tall tree. No fractional horses. You guys are funny. Y'all are funny. So y'all got nothing better to do than just watch me at night, huh? That's pretty cool. I like that. She's trying to get JT to marry her. Yeah, JT don't believe in marriage. He was married 16 times. He said, you know, sometimes you say, well, if you're married like once or twice, okay, it could be one or the other. But when you're married more than 3 or 4 times, it's probably a little bit of both of you. I don't know. Y'all tell me which thing. Jeff Dunham. Yeah, I love that. You know what, Nate? Man Mountain Lake is going to take that last comment you made and run with it because I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. This is a family channel. But Man Mountain Lake, he ain't got no problem commenting on your last comment on this post. Go ahead, Man Mountain Lake. Take him on. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm not going to list while I talk to you. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I know what you said. I know. And you knew where I was going, but I wasn't saying it. I'll leave MML to say something like that. I know you don't shave your legs. Oh, my goodness, you guys. I hate to, we could talk till midnight. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. Do any of y'all have jobs? Real jobs, I mean? Was this? Look at him. He's being an angel now. Yeah, okay. Good night, Lori. Thanks for coming in. Do any of y'all like work regular like jobs? I mean, not that this ain't a job, it is, but I mean, do y'all have like taking care of families or nurses or doctors, or is there a surgeon in the house? Dentist? I might need a dentist. I'm starting to have a problem right here, and I don't want to look like an Arkansas person, so I got to get that taken care of. Well, I'm waiting. Does anybody work at like Dollar Tree or what? Low voltage contractor. Low voltage contractor. I'm trying to pick that one up. Okay. Is there such a thing as a low voltage contractor? What do you do, Ivan? I know Karen owns a real estate brokerage, so I know that one. If y'all need a realtor in Oklahoma or anywhere, even a reference in another state, she can help you. I'm employed still technically. Oh, that's right. And your wife is too. Well, thank you, Lori. I appreciate you coming in. And what is this job you speak of? Who? Man Mountain Lake? I'm retired UPS, so we already know that. I've only said it about 1 million times. Oh, you installed data systems, alarm system. Okay. All right. I have a Ring. That's my alarm system. And a about 9 guns in my house. and I probably hadn't fired one in 2 years, but I have them just in case. And they're all under lock and key or safe, whatever. I don't play around. I do keep one in my car when I travel though. We are starting our next big venture, 12-person accommodation, our front paddock, 3 miners, cabins with 4 rooms in each. Oh, so you're going to be like a B&B, Airbnb or something? That would be cool. They could play frisbee golf and go out and tour the haunted saloon that's a pad now. Maybe you ought to rebuild that saloon. That might be an idea. Reset convenience stores merchandising. Well, there you go. So you all have a. Oh, okay, all right. Maybe I need to think of a venture. You know what? I just thought of something. Maybe I could invite people into my house. They stay the night in the backyard camping by the pond, get to hear the frogs and the crickets. And during the day, they help me list and organize, and then they travel on their backpacking way. That way I win and they win. I don't know. That may not work. What's RIFF? RIFF. Heidi, you don't ever tell us what your husband does. Does he do something? He don't obviously do eBay with you. So what does he do? Or what do you have a job that you work outside of eBay? And I want to ask Heidi another question. You have a channel, it looked like back when, that looked like it was into technical computer stuff and had about 30,000 subscribers. Is that the same you that had that channel? Because it's the same name. But you taught a lot about computers and programs and stuff, it looked like, as far as I could tell on those channels. Is that the same Hot Heidi or Hot Flip Heidi that I saw on YouTube? And Man Mountain Link, I know he was a wrestler and then a prison guard for a long time. Matter of fact, Burt Reynolds stayed in his prison, and Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash sung there. Wasn't that Folsom? Oh, no, that's not in Tennessee. That's in California. I'm kidding, MML. I'm kidding. You'd have probably been a pretty good prison guard. Just sick the cats on them or something. You rob trains, stagecoaches, and telegraph stations. Work has been slow. Well, you don't want to go to Coffeyville, Kansas, because they will get you. They killed the Daltons. They tried to hold up two banks in the same day in 1892, and 4 out of the 5 of them died right there. So there you go. Echo is cracking me up. I'm driving with my parrot. My dad was a prison officer. Well, there you go. Well, isn't Australia known for prisons? Is that kind of Australia started? Was they sent all the convicts and stuff out there? So I know it has a history. We just came here and took the land. So, of course, I'm not going to get into politics, but Americans took the land from everybody anyway, so it doesn't matter. My dad was a prison officer. Man, we've been on here an hour and 13 minutes. Wow. Official Gold Digger. Hello from Toronto, Canada. First time here. Well, thank you for coming to my channel. Subscribe to my channel and to Drifter Thrifter and to Man Mountain Link and to Hot Flip Heidi. Well, if you would, for me. Man Mountain Lake, there ain't no doubt in my mind. If you'd have been a prison guard, you'd have been a crooked one. There's no doubt. Probably a lot of that snuff I seen. You need to quit that before you get mouth cancer, boy. And I've never smoked in my life, but I know I chewed tobacco when I was young. You don't want to keep doing that. And I don't want to sound like your daddy because I'm not quite old enough to be your daddy, but okay, I'll check it out there, Nate. Y'all check out Drifter Thrifter. He went over 100, by the way. Congratulations. He went over 100 subscribers, I guess, last night, because when I looked up, he was in the 90s. The next thing I know, he's at 104, 105. So, yay, yay, yay. Now I sound like Jerry Lewis. Oh, maybe we need Jerry Lewis and Dean. He's definitely going to be Jerry Lewis because I'm going to be Dean. Right? Yeah, that's right. Because I'm a singing fool. That's why I'm not on the radio, because I'm a fool. All right. My uncle was a guard in 2 max prisons here in Canada. What part of Canada are you in there, Gold Digger? I used to live on Lake Ontario across from Ontario, but I never went to Canada. Let's see, WD. Nathan Jones. No, I don't know that one. Hey, Ivan, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Oh, you're in Toronto. I just sold a Carter jersey not too long ago. Toronto, Canada, across from Detroit. So you could probably sing us some like Eminem and stuff. Since you can't beat eating right. You know, I don't know how much of a drinker he really was. Was he really a big drinker? Because some people say he didn't drink that much. I know that's the thing, but maybe he did. He looked like a drinker, but if you watch those old roasts, now I went blank on his name, but he used to roast them all. And he was always played the drunk. What was his name? Y'all help me out here. Who was the guy that always did the roast, and he was always drunk on the roast? The gray-headed guy, like me, yeah. And when I was teasing in the video the other day about all those 30 packs of beer, if I buy a 6-pack of beer, it takes me 6 months to drink a 6-pack of beer. I just don't drink beer that much, and I have whiskey and all that in the house, and I don't drink much. Once in a great while, I'll say, you know what? There's a ball game on. I want to have a beer, but not much. Diet Dr. Pepper and water and Gatorade. And 1 cup of coffee a day with a vanilla splash. So official Gold Digger, I assume, are you? Do you resell? No, I wasn't Penn and Teller. On the roast, the old Dean Martin roast. Ruth Buzzy was on there, and Lucille Ball, and Milton Berle, and his name's on the tip of my tongue. Dang it, can't remember his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Don't be lying. I did a thing on my channel, and 89% of the people watch my channel are my age, 55 plus. So I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all ain't gonna make me look it up, are you? Yeah, now I'm gonna have to look it up because y'all ain't telling me. Dean Martin roast drunk. Foster Brooks. Funny man. Howdy from Owasso. Wow. Well, Kittenville Brick, appreciate you joining. Owasso, we were just up there on the Highway 75 sale the other day, a couple weeks ago. Went right through there, just north of Tulsa. On the way back, went up through Bartlesville, Dewey, up into Kansas, then over, and then came back down through Coffeyville, through Owasso and home. 14-hour day, did the 100-mile yard sale, Highway 75, and whatever the highway is that Owasso's on that runs north of Tulsa, and found some really good stuff for some good prices. So, yeah. And subscribe to the channel, please, if you haven't already there. Gold Digger and Miss Kittenville Brick. And I'm in Yukon, Oklahoma, for those of you that, most of you know that. Home of Garth Brooks, west of Oklahoma City, on the outskirts. And I'm going to do a little tour when the Christmas lights come, because we're on it's Chisholm Trail Park where we have our light show. It's one of the best in the country. The actual Chisholm Trail is just a little bit west of us, about 10, 15 miles. And that went through here, all the trail drives from Texas that went up to Kansas, different places in Kansas, Abilene, Dodge City, Wichita, all those places. And there's a prison out there as well that was a fort called Fort Reno. and Fort Reno's just chock full of cavalry soldiers and their families and dependents and stuff. And then on the backside of it, during World War II, it was a POW camp. And if you go there, if you're ever coming through here, it's right off I-40. The buildings, and most of them are still out there. And there's a cemetery of Italians and German soldiers that died here, and they buried them here. And they're all labeled and everything, but they're in a separate cemetery on that same area where Fort Reno is. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, Ricky liked to smoke some weed. Yeah. He won the Heisman, and he's a good running back. But yeah, he cared more about that than he did football. And of course, now if you watch our broadcast, he's one of the broadcasters, and they just announced they changed the name of the part of the transparency thing is they changed the name of the stadium to Earl Campbell and Ricky Williams Stadium instead of DKR. And DKR, Darrell Carroll Royal, was a coach of Texas, but he played at OU, and he's actually from Southwest Oklahoma. So Sooner fans, don't let us forget that he's an Okie, and he went to OU. Of course, Jack Mildred for OU is from Texas, so most OU players are from Texas anyway. Yeah, Sandy. Yep. I remember Sandy, or I know who she is. I don't know her. Two of my brothers went to school here in Yukon for a little while. I grew up in Austin, Texas area, and we were split up. Two of us lived with our stepdad, and then two of us lived with mom. And I lived in Texas, and my brothers lived here for a little while in Union City, Calumet, out that area. But they went to school with Garth in elementary school. So one of my brothers isn't a big fan. He thought Garth was kind of a whiner in school. So anyway, there he was a kid. Got a phone call while I was sitting here. I got to call her back. My daughter. We're going to thrift in that town in 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Yep. Garth Brooks, the water tower got his name on it, and the street's got his name on it. You want a tour of my eBay? Okay. How I store it? Which room? Which room? I have some on shelving in the garage, including some of my death pile, and then I have a bedroom that's dedicated to eBay, and then I keep some eBay in my bedroom, but jerseys I've always kept in my bedroom closet. I got a big closet, and I know exactly where they are when I sell them, and I've got them separated by teams, and so that's not a big deal because I don't have a ton of clothes because I don't wear pants. I wear shorts all the time, and then I keep some DVD stuff or some video game stuff in there too. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll actually put that down and show you. It's in some of my past videos, but I will. I don't want to rent storage units. We've talked about that earlier, and I just I don't want the overhead, and I don't want to have to go chase it when I sell it because I sell it, daily. So, I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. And if you want to buy a shed or have an office like Tesla or John Cincinnati Picker do, that's fine. I mean, if you want to pay for it, that's your business. It's a write-off, so you get to write it off. I just don't want to have to go find it and get it. Keep in mind, I'm doing this. I've got over 3,300 items listed. I've got a death pile where I could probably easily do another 3,000 if I wanted to individually. I'm just overwhelmed with stuff. But in the winter months, I'm going to have plenty to list because I ain't going to have to find inventory. But even in the winter, the inventory is there if you want it. But yeah, I would say get a bigger barn than, 12 bay barn. Yeah. You don't want, even Lonnie and Kevin's got 2 and Lonnie's got 1 and he's outgrown it, I think, or he's pretty close to it. But you got to keep in mind too, these people only have 400 or 500 items listed on eBay at any given time. I've got 3,300 and I don't know how many you have, Kittenville, but you probably got a lot if you got 3 storage units. And man, that's a lot. So that costs you a pretty good penny. But again, it's a write-off if you're doing enough business. If you go over 20 grand, might as well get the tax write-offs because you're going to get them $10.99 from Mr. eBay and Uncle Sam. Go big, go big, go big or go home, right? We'll see how the Bills do on Saturday against the Rams, although they are home. Yeah, my daughter's calling me about a refund. Apparently, she don't watch my channel. She's pretty new to it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where he's going to put the Beanie Babies. We talked about that earlier, Lonnie. I don't know where he's going to put them Beanie Babies. That's going to be interesting to see. St. Jude's 2 years back, we've been operating in a climate-controlled storage with a. Oh, okay, $280 a month. I mean, I guess, hopefully that thing's close to you, so you don't have to drive a long way to pick the items. I've talked about in the next couple of weeks moving some of the product that's in the bedroom, and I'll show you that tomorrow. I'll take a tour in my video and show you some of the slow-moving stuff or the out-of-season stuff. We'll move to the garage and put it in bins and seal it, and then when I need it, I'll go get it. That's where I keep the handbags and stuff. They're in sealed totes, and when I need them, I go get them. That's also where I keep a lot of the death pile stuff other than what's in here. And what's in the inventory room, the eBay inventory room, we call it, that's all listed stuff. So the closet's full of coats, shoes, all the knick-knacky stuff. There's no video game stuff in there. It's all the other hard goods and clothing. And I'm really pushing the sales right now to get rid of the jeans and the polo shirts and the sweatshirts and sweaters and things. If I can get all that out of here, I'm going to try to just look for the higher end stuff and not mess with the little stuff. T-shirts just don't have a lot of value unless they're vintage. Yeah, I've got to get my Christmas stuff up too. Beanie Babies. Do you really have good luck with that? Lonnie bought a ton of them on Shed Flips, and I have never had good luck with them. The ones I have quarters in them, and I know they're worth at least a quarter, but I just don't do good with Beanie Babies. And the research takes time. It's like Hot Wheels. I've made a ton of money on Hot Wheels loose, and I've probably got 1,000 of them out in the garage, but I just don't have the time to go through them. Spoons, stuff like that. When you buy the little stuff, it's so hard to go through it because it takes so much time. And then when you're doing a YouTube channel and shipping and listing and sourcing, I mean, y'all know if you do this, how much work it is. It's a definite 12 to 17 hour day every day, at least some of it. One of our units has 25,000 Lego pieces. I don't do a lot in Legos either, but I do pick them up when I find them. But man, oh man, oh man, that's a lot of Legos. Do you have a YouTube channel too? Kittenville Brick? Or are you just reselling? Or have I seen your YouTube? Hey, so you're getting chat. This is what I love about the channel. Y'all are chatting, and some of you are talking to each other, and that's awesome. I like that, because you're helping each other, and that's what we need to do. Because, like I say all the time on my channel, in my videos, I don't know everything. None of us do, and there's things that Captain Kirk teaches me about toys. Captain Kirk knows a lot about toys because he worked in a toy store. MML knows a lot about wrestling because he used to go to the mud wrestling competitions at night. Didn't you? I don't know. But we all know something that somebody else doesn't know. And if it comes to like mechanical stuff or home improvement stuff, the Cap Guys is the definite wrong guy to ask because I am not handy at all. Not handy at all. I came from an admin background. So my sales and management I mean, I did all those days as a worker, but I got into management pretty quickly and stayed there, so I knew where the money was. Yeah, and I agree with you, Nate. I mean, I've been shouted out, and so have y'all on other channels, but I really feel the same as you. These channels, they're trying to grow their own channel. If they feel they're threatened in any way, they're not going to shout us out on a regular basis. And not that any of us are threats. We're all just having fun, but I really love hanging out with you guys and chatting back and forth. I appreciate everybody for being here on short notice because there was no notice. And I'm going to try to do this maybe every Wednesday. Maybe that needs to be my night, like Nurse Flippers Tuesdays. It's been fun, and we're all having fun. We've been on here on an hour and a half now. Wow. How many hours am I getting? I'm going to get to 4,000 hours long before I get to even 500 subscribers. So anyway, at least I'll have the hours. I can't even do a live on my phone until I get 1,000 subscribers. So y'all got to help me there. I can't go on the phone. I can't go live out in the field. I just have to do videos and send them to you or upload them. I couldn't even use a chainsaw for you. Yeah, I have a hard time with that too. I mean, I can operate power tools, but I just don't know anything about tearing down stuff. And I mean, you can YouTube it and learn it. Mr. Man Mountain Link put out a video on how to repair his truck one time. What was it, the headlights or something you did, MML? So, yeah, and I do plushes. I have sold some plushes for good money. I've got a Sonic that I found the other day at the video I did the other day at the barn sale, the true barn sale. And it's a $35 Sonic, and I've got a watcher on it right now. So plushes are good. Dinosaurs, but DVD series and makeup, that's where the money is. Them things go big money. And I was shocked. I don't normally mess with DVDs, but DVD series I'll be looking for. I don't care. I'm buying them because I've sold some good ones. I guess MML quit talking there, Nate. He must have been past his bedtime, or he had to feed the cats or something. Yeah, I just shipped some Barbies to Italy, and they weren't worth a ton of money, but they're a lot more than I paid for them. The key to this thing, again, is make money. Sales are sales, profits, profit. Confucius said it, and I used it. Now, maybe Confucius didn't say it, but I did. And, hey, if you make a profit, that's all that matters, although I don't want to make less than $5 or $10 profit. I want to make more than that. And to me, with the time you invest in it and taking the pictures and storing it and then having to go find it and package it and ship it, $5 ain't that much of my time anyway. I got too much else to do. And sometimes you're going to get that, and even once in a great while I'll lose on something, but not much, and it's not intentional. So anyway, folks, it's been an hour and a half. I probably ought to let y'all get to bed. I appreciate everybody. I really do. All of you that have come in and left, and all of you that are still here. I count 10 that are still here. So that means 10 people with no lives. I'm kidding. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And please check out the other people that are on here that have a channel. The ones I know of, Drifter Thrifters in Australia. And today they had emu and sheep. And the other day they had kangaroos. And so they're showing us wildlife we don't get to see. Well, we got sheep and we got emus. We just don't have no kangaroos except in the zoo. But the emus are native here. We just have them. And then Man Mountain Link, check him out. Of course, you'll have to not let the kids watch because he likes to use foul language. And then Heidi Flip, she's kind of new at this, but she's trying to learn it, and hopefully she's doing just that. It takes time. Just don't source as much until you know what you got. That's my only advice, and it's always nice advice in love. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to help. My daughter gets really offended when I try to teach her anything about eBay because she thinks she knows everything, and she don't know nothing. But she sure gets mad when Dad, like I said, when I'm gone, she's gonna go, I should have listened to that old man more, because everything that I say comes to fruition for her. So anyway, it is what it is when you raise $3 by yourself, and I did. I love them to death, and I wouldn't change it for the world because I'm a daddy before I'm anything. But you hope that when they're gone, the one thing I get out of this whole life is that they said that man was always there for me. And if they do, my life's been worth everything. So y'all, I'm going to leave y'all on that. Y'all have a good night. And again, I appreciate all of you for being here on No Notice. And I'm going to try to do this maybe next Wednesday too with No Notice again, but it'll be after Big Brother, because I've never missed a season of Big Brother, and I love Big Brother. Now let's get Danny out of the house. Let's get Memphis out of the house. Those of you that watch, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, Y'all have a good night. Cap Guy's going to sign off. And we will talk to you soon. And I'm going to have to put a video out tomorrow too. So have a good night, folks. And I'm going to go watch Drifter Thrifter's video. Y'all go watch him out. And thank you again, everybody, for coming in.